The Congo is a river in Central Africa, mainly in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, partially flowing along its borders with the Republic of the Congo and Angola. In the upper reaches above the city of Kisangani, it is called Lualaba, the deepest and second longest river in Africa after the Nile, the second most watery river in the world after the Amazon. The annual flow is 1,318.2 kilometers, although this is 5 times less than that of the Amazon, with a maximum depth of 220 meters or more. In the lower reaches, it is listed in the Guinness Book of Records as the deepest river in the world, the largest river crossing the equator twice. Please like this video and subscribe to this new channel and you will see many more interesting and useful things. The mouth of the river was discovered in 1480 by the Portuguese navigator Diogo Can and named Rio de San Jorge St. George's River. Then it was called Rio de Padran River Padran, a stone cross with the Portuguese coat of arms and an inscription about ownership. Such a padran, established in the XV century. It was found at the mouth of the river in 1859. In the same years, the name Zaire was revealed, formed from the local Enzadi or Enzuri Big River. But since the Congo state was located at the mouth, the name Congo was also assigned to the river. Even today, this name is traditionally considered the main name of the river, but given the fact that in the state called Zaire, the name Zaire was used for the river from 1971 to 1997. The double name Congo was adopted in Russian language books and maps. It originates from the settlement of Muman. The length of the Congo from the source of the Lualaba is 4,374 kilometers. From the source of the Shambeshi is 4,700 kilometers. The basin area ranges from 3,457 to 3,820,000 kilometers. The source of the Lualaba originates in the southeast of the DRC, on a plateau near the border with Zambia. According to other sources, the source of the Congo is the Shambeshi River, which forms between Lakes Nyasa and Tanganyika at an altitude of 1,590 meters above sea level. It flows into Lake Bangweulu, flows out of it under the name Luapula, flows into Lake Mweru, flows out of it as the Luvua River and connects with Lualaba. The upper course of the Congo, located within the boundaries of plateaus, is characterized by an alternation of rapids and leveled streams with a calm current. The Lualaba has the steepest drop of 475 meters at a distance of about 70 kilometers in the Nilo Gorge, which cuts through the southern spurs of the Matumba Mountains. Starting from the city of Bukama, the river flows slowly, strongly meandering, along the flat bottom of the Graben Upemba. This area is heavily swampy and teeming with lakes, among which the largest are Kabwe, Upemba, Kisali, and Kabumba. Below the town of Kongolo, the Lualaba breaks through the crystalline rocks of the Port d'Enfer Helgate Gorge. Its channel narrows to 901 to 0 m, forming rapids and waterfalls. Further downstream, several more groups of waterfalls and rapids follow one another. Between the towns of Kindu and Ubundu, the river flows calmly in a wide valley again. Just below the equator, it descends from the marginal ledges of the plateau into the Congo Basin, forming Stanley Waterfalls. After Stanley Falls near the city of Kisangani, the river changes its name to Congo. In the middle course, enclosed within the Congo Basin, the river is calm with a slight drop. Its channel, mostly with low and flat, often swampy shores, is a chain of lake-like extensions of up to 15 kilometers in places, separated by relatively narrowed sections of 1.5-2 km. In the central part of the Congo Basin, the floodplains of the Ubangi and Sangha rivers and its right tributaries merge to form one of the world's largest periodically flooded areas. As we approach the western edge of the depression, the appearance of the river changes. It is compressed here between high 100 meters or more and steep root banks, narrowing in places to less than 1 kilometer. Depths often increase to 20-30 m. The current accelerates. This narrowed section, the so-called channel, turns into a lake-like extension of Stanley Pool, about 30 kilometers long and up to 25 kilometers wide, which ends in the middle course of the Congo. In the lower reaches of the Congo, it breaks through to the ocean through the southern Guinan Plateau in a gorge up to 500 meters deep. The width of the riverbed here decreases to 4,00500 meters, sometimes up to 220 to 50 meters. For 350 kilometers between the cities of Kinshasa and Matadi, the river descends 270 meters, forming about 70 rapids and waterfalls, collectively known as Livingston Falls. The depths in this area exceed 220 meters, making the Congo one of the deepest rivers in the world. At Matadi, the river opens onto the coastal lowlands. The channel widens to 1-2 km, and the depths on the fairway reach 25-30 m. An estuary begins near the town of Boma, the width of which reaches 19 kilometers in the middle part, then decreases to 3.5 km and increases again to the mouth, where it is 9.8 kilometers. The total area of the Congo Delta is about 1,000 square kilometers, and the estuary area is about 200 kilometers. The top and middle part of the estuary are occupied by an actively developing young delta. An extension of the estuary is the Congo Underwater Canyon with a total length of at least 800 km. In 2008, experts from the U.S. Geological Survey and the American Museum of Natural History conducted depth measurements in the lower Congo using echo sounders, differential GPS, and acoustic Doppler current meters. A maximum depth of at least 220 meters was set in the area between Lake Malibo and Pioka. The Congo is listed in the Guinness Book of World Records as the deepest river in the world. Abundant rain feeding plays a predominant role in the formation of the runoff of the rivers of the Congo Basin. Most tributaries of the Congo are characterized by a predominance of autumn runoff and tributaries with catchments in the northern hemisphere. The maximum water rise is observed in September-November. In the southern hemisphere in April-May. The April-May runoff maximum is also typical for the upper Congo Lualaba. In the middle and especially in the lower reaches of the Congo, seasonal fluctuations in runoff are largely smoothed out due to the different timing of the flow of hollow waters from its tributaries into the river. Of all the great rivers of the globe, the Congo is characterized by the greatest natural overregulation. However, there are two distinct ups and downs in the annual course of the level. In the middle Congo, the water rise corresponding to the autumn maximum of the Lualaba runoff is shifted to May-June and is of a secondary nature, while the main rise is in November-December under the influence of floods on the northern tributaries. In the lower Congo, the main rise also occurs in November-December. A less significant rise in April-May is mainly associated with the autumn maximum flow of the Kasai River. The Congo is the largest river on the African continent. The Congo Basin covers almost the entire territory of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, as well as most of the Republic of the Congo and the Central African Republic, eastern Zambia, northern Angola, and smaller areas in Cameroon and Tanzania. Average water consumption in the lower Congo, annual 39,000 cubic meters per second. In the month of the highest water December 60,000 cubic meters per second. In the month of the lowest water July 29,000 cubic meters per second. Absolute extreme costs from 23 to 75,000 cubic meter per second. The average annual runoff is 1,230 kilometers. The huge masses of water carried by the Congo into the ocean desalinate at 75 kilometers from the coast. The solid runoff of the Congo in the estuary area is about 50 million tons per year.